When you put your business model innovation in operation, you find plenty of things depending not only on your own resources. You may be using Google for managing and sharing documents, PayPal for billing and paying, Facebook to interact with your customers, and some proprietary software for your stocks and supplies. These assets, together with your personal data and ways of operating your business, form your enterprise architecture. The enterprise architecture is the description of your operation model and resources, which realize your business model. The description is needed because of increasing quality requirements for your products and services. You have to convince your partners, financiers, and authorities of the quality of your operations. You must be able to trace back any defects and deviations of your products and services according to quality standards and service level agreements. Another reason for the need of enterprise architecture is the increasingly outsourced and subcontracted operations for efficiency and profitability. You want to utilize the expertise or extra resources of your partners to enhance your competitiveness, in other words, serving your customers right. Most importantly, enterprise architecture helps you to understand outcomes and reasons for performance changes if you deviate from your planned business model implementation. For example, you want to revise a service to meet the requirements of your customers better, or you need to lower the price of your products to match the competition, or when you face a lifetime business opportunity to take advantage of. The question enterprise architecture will answer is, how does the change affect my resources and capacity of doing business? Let us turn to an example. We ran into a company which was building capacity, providing access to network services for its regional clientele and providing roaming over its networks to the big players. After a series of trade sales, mergers, and emissions, the company had gained ample resources to revise its business. The management foresaw the profitability of present business fading away in the future. The decline stems from external environment, digitalization, liberalization of regulation, and keen competition from the market leaders. How should the company start revising its business? The management has a vision. For their business to prosper, they have to improve profitability by automating and redesigning the operations to serve their present and potential customers better than the competition. They called in a consultant who started to analyze and redesign existing processes. The boardroom soon engaged in endless discussions how the processes are and how they should be organized. The management got stuck with too much detail and too little information on business options. In this situation, we started business modeling exercise with them. First, we set the processes aside for a while and returned to clarify their strategic intent, what to pursue for, and how to make that operational in real terms. The operations cannot be changed overnight as they are implemented for tens of thousands of individual customers on complex technical architecture. Parts of the operations are subcontracted with a variety of vendors ranging from excavators to virtual network operators and after-sales. The goods of business modeling stem from the fact that it is compatible with the language of the board. So we started with customer segments and then identified the activities of our services the customer interacts with. These were discussed and described in the boardroom, and concrete performance criteria were set for each customer activity by the management. As these activities are partly digital, partly manual, we call them service components. They include the description of services, organizations involved in realizing the services, financial arrangements, earning logic, and technical solutions. This discussion sets the future service need and how it is realized at present. Then we added another set of performance measures to the service components to be discussed by the designers. Against this backdrop, the components were mapped with the elements of enterprise architecture, namely processes, information assets, applications that realize the processes, technical solutions, and actual organizing of the resources and operations between partners as it is now, and how they should be arranged in order to reach the performance targets in the future. This way, we were able to inspect the present service components with future performance requirements and to alter them by customer segments. The designers can map the service performance targets with actual processes and resources of the company and its network partners. And they are able to define where a change is needed and how the change relates to its present way of operating. The lessons learned from this case is that even in small companies, the operations can grow complex. If understood right, the business model innovation helps in focusing on the most critical services the customer interacts with to simplify and unify them for efficiency and reuse between customer segments to gain economies of scale and agility in operations. Therefore, enterprise architecting is vital in aligning the performance targets of the operational model with the strategic intent. It is also the means to separate the concerns of the top management, business area managers, and designers so that the details can be managed with the best expertise and people on the right level. In our case, the management had to decide which of the services are made by themselves, which are outsourced or subcontracted. The designers and process engineers had to carefully consider the actual implementation to reach the concrete operational targets by elements of enterprise architecture that are aligned with service performance measures of each customer segment. The company evaluated the approach most viable. They could use common services and solutions systematically for simplicity and agility. The business performance targets for each customer segment maintain the integrity of product and service design while maintaining economies of scale of services whenever possible. The benefit of enterprise architecture is to describe, design, and adjust a modular operating model for achieving business model targets as defined by the management and customer needs in terms of concrete measures of good performance. The benefits of enterprise architecture combined with business modeling became clear when the company soon acquired a competitor on a new geographical region. To summarize, in this lesson we have illustrated with case example the roles of and relationships of business model, innovation, enterprise architecture, operating model, performance measures, which are also called key performance indicators, KPIs, service components, and these enterprise architecture elements, which are 5 processes, information, applications, hardware, and organization of resources.